My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Griftlands. We're going to be playing Sal again. We're going to be skipping through a lot of the story beats unless we encounter a mission or text that has previously been unread. I'm going to be kind of just generally summarizing what the conversations are rather than going through them beat by beat and voice acting them. We have 4 of the different 8 packs that I have available at the moment unlocked, or rather turned on. I have 8 unlocked, I have 4 of them turned on. The ones that I have turned on are geared towards the idea of getting a hostile negotiation deck that uses heated arguments. And for the battle deck, it is geared towards getting a discard deck that is also a bleed deck. The big part of that is Kradeshi Barbstorm. Apply 2 bleed, discard this card, apply 2 bleed to all enemies, and put this card back into your hand. So if you have just one of these and enough discard, you can go wild. But if you add on top of that a couple of the things that are really good in the Bloody Mess pack here, like Bloodbath, whenever you apply bleed, apply 1 bleed to all other enemies, you can end up stacking ridiculous amounts.
You've pictured your revenge so many times. But what if she gets you first? What if someone else does? You scratch those thoughts out like lines on the paper. You're here for Cascio. That's the only way this story ends.
Damn straight it is. Alright, so Fish is going to give us the ability here to draft 2 battle cards or upgrade a negotiation card or get healing vapors × 2. I'm not super interested in getting healing vapors on the first day. I usually don't take a bunch of combat on the first day, so I'm gonna go for the draft battle card, see if I can get my deck off to a good start here. Okay, so Leech is going to be really good. One, I have bleed in the deck, but I won't have bleed in the deck for a while. And its upgrades aren't incredible for us here either. I may just take Defensive Surge here. Defensive Surge is a very, very powerful defensive card. It can cover you for what, 3 other defensive cards might have. Alright, I'll take it. Gain 1 counter whenever you gain defense. Ooh. Maybe we're a back attack kind of deck. I'm gonna take Spines. We'll see, because there's also a power that says whenever you discard a card, gain 1 defense. So that, with Spines, would give us a lot of counter and a lot of defense on the same turn. It's just, if I don't end up with the Kradeshi Barbstorm as my payoff, I need another payoff, and that may as well be it. Alright, so Fish has some jobs I can do to get strong enough to take on Cascio, so let's have a look at some of those. We can work for private security, we can backchannel negotiation, that's for dominance, I don't really care about that. So I want to either remove a card from my deck or upgrade a negotiation or a battle card. I may want to upgrade the negotiation or battle cards so that I can upgrade the defensive surge really early here. Leisha's heard that bandits are coming to rob her store and needs help defending her property. I usually don't take combat this early. This would be a good opportunity to get some early combat. The thing is, in terms of removing, I would probably, I usually want to let all of my cards level up, my basic cards that is, like my elbow strikes, my feints, my stabs. I usually want to let those level up before I start thinking about removing cards from my deck. And that's because they can level up to have the ability to destroy, which will remove them from your deck already. So I think for that reason, I am going to take the another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, because I can't go. I sold my soul to the company store. Herbler's gotten herself in some money trouble with Dala. Find a way for Herbler to make the money back or pay it off slowly. Interesting. Erupt does make sense with the kind of deck that I'm trying to go for, because the whole idea of my deck is, the negotiation deck that is, the one that I drafted towards in the card sets, not the ones that I obviously have at the moment though, is that I would be extremely hostile so that I can generate a bunch of heated arguments very, very quickly. I don't think Erupt needs to be in that deck, but I think it could be. Boost the swing, draw a card, discard a card. I have no discard support in this deck yet, so taking a discard, like, taking a discard setup card seems like a bad idea. Tyrannize, spend 1 influence to gain 2 dominance. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to take that. So I'm going to take this because there are a couple different ways that you can get influence quite easily as this character. Wait, hang on. No, I might not have the packs enabled for that. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll take the shields instead, maybe. Yeah, if I had knowledge that I definitely had the card in these sets that says for 0 energy, gain 2 influence, lose 2 influence at the end of the turn, then I would have taken that. But I can't guarantee that I have that. In fact, I'm pretty certain I don't. So I can ask Goad to give Herbler more work, or I can just beat up Goad. I'll ask them. Okay, so Herbler has supported me with the Stoic. Gains 1 composure at the start of each turn. Damage spills over to this argument before the core argument. Good. Alright. So I'm going to want to pick up some inspiration here. Sorry, inspiration, some influence here, because it won't wear off. Whereas dominance does wear off, so I only want dominance if I am then going to be using a bunch of it. It's fine, I'll defend that there. And then play a threaten. I'm intentionally playing the lowest impact things that I can do right now. And that's because this fight should ultimately be pretty easy. So I want to try and stay in this fight for as long as possible to try and get as much experience on as many cards as possible. Oh, this is great. Night Shift. Whenever you gain influence, destroy this card and draw a card. Whenever an argument is removed or destroyed, destroy this and draw a card. So that's going to be really good because I am going to pick up some influence now, which removes the other card for me. We go withdrawn, and then deflect. So I know on the turn that the enemy generates impatience, that is the same turn that then I will no longer be able to gain experience in this combat. So until they do that, I just, I tread water effectively. Is the best way to handle this, I believe. Okay, that was a really good hit. I did just want to get rid of that so that I can pivot towards damage much more easily later. So it looks like this intent is probably going to be the one that's impatience. Yeah, that's probably going to be impatience there. Okay, I still don't even take damage this turn. But I will deal a bunch. There we go. That was the impatience, as I imagined. And then I will, at the start of my turn, gain... There we go. Fatigued. Cards no longer gain experience for this. So this is exactly when I am comfortable ending the fight. And we have exactly the cards in hand to do so. Baby! Now that's a good fight right there. Interesting. Keep Cool is very good. Apply 3 composure, double composure on all arguments. Is 6 composure on a single card. At the absolute least, ignoring whether or not you played composure beforehand. Getting this early is ridiculous. You have to take it. Or at least I have to. Alright, Ebla. Got you some more shifts. Got a negotiation or a battle card. It might be the negotiation card and then hit Keep Cool here. Because Defensive Surge is going to be played almost every time I have it in hand. Whereas the Keep Cool isn't going to get played unless I already have it worked up. Yeah. Okay. Line 3 Composure. Great. There's also a couple things we might be able to do with that. Ooh. So these limited time events. There's a Healing Spring. Obviously not useful for me right now. We'll go the Desolate Battlefields. Pull a Dark Cowl out of the mod. Start each combat with 3 combo. I don't really want 3 combo at the start of each combat, The big reason for that is, yes, it's 3 combo is more than no combo, and combo is a good thing to have, so why wouldn't you want it? The reason that I wouldn't want it is kinda just that I don't have any cards activated in these card sets that are really good payoffs for a combo deck. So knowing that that would be a dead end, building towards that feels like it would be a great way to guarantee that my deck doesn't get as powerful as it could be. Instead, I'll take the Lumen Grenade here. Targets all enemies destroy after 1 use. I'll be very judicious about the way that I use this so that I can try and, you know, overcome a particularly difficult fight. Hopefully this still triggers a combat here, though. Great. Because what you really want in this space, early on at least, is just to trigger a combat in this area. Okay, let's have a look at their stuff. At the start of each enemy turn, gain evasion 1 and reduce nimble by 1. My gosh. Remove 1 evasion when you're attacked and at the start of your turn. Okay, so I should just double attack one of them this turn. Okay. Good howling. You absolutely howled the roof down. Well, that defense was always going to happen, right? I don't know where I want Sal's daggers to upgrade to yet, so in fact, I'm just going to double stab here. Because I know where I want those to upgrade to. Destroy. Let's have a look at the fight and dirty. Okay. Let's go for applying some bleed there. Stab you. And then defensive surge for 8. Giant defense there. If it wasn't for that wound, we actually wouldn't have even taken damage that turn just off the back of that 1 defensive card. It's so good. Okay, thank heck that second one actually did a decent chunk of damage. It's looking like I was going to take some unnecessary damage there. So now's the point that I'll just, you know, play with my food for a moment here, actually. Wait until I am going to definitely be taking damage. Sorry, wait until I can't get any more experience on my cards before I actually take the enemy out here. It happened this turn. I was about to play Spines. I only have to play that 3 times to get it upgraded, but the important thing about it is you will have to play it over 3 different combats because it does expend itself out of the deck. Still, bunch of experience there. Gain 1 counter whenever you gain defense. All right, fine. We're a counter and defensive deck now. If that's how we are. That's how we are. Okay. So we have a recon in force. Investigate a wilderness location for signs of illegal activity, a middleman, and yeah, so we get a bonus payment for this mission. We get an upgraded card for this mission. This is a graft. It's very early to get a graft. Have a lot of time to upgrade those, so I'm definitely going to be going for that. All right. There's a Spark Baron that is being hunted by fleas. I can protect him. I'll protect him. Gives me another combat to get into so that I can get my aggressive cards more powerful. The only thing is, because these do have kiteness, they gain 5 defense at the end of that turn. So I really need security. Wait, do I need security guard Quarren not to die, or do I want security guard Quarren to die? I've never let security guard Quarren actually die in this combat. But it seems to me that you lived your life like a candle in the wind, and it seems to me that that actually might be able to allow me to loot his corpse, maybe? I mean, no one's gonna hate me for failing to defend someone. I am very intrigued by this prospect. Ooh. No, Quarren will probably love me if I save their life. Most people tend to love you if you save their lives. So Another poison hit against poison. Sorry, not poison. It's a different thing that isn't poison. Bleed. Another bleed hit against that target would have been good enough for us. Got him. Oh, you are absolutely kidding me. Thankfully, yeah, sorry. I thought I had one more energy there. But thankfully that fleet runs away, so I'm only taking 1 damage here. Yikes. Spines. Defend you. Trying to get my other spines out before the end of the combat. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm gonna get the other spines out. Because next turn, I'm definitely gonna go into no longer doing the thing. Next turn, I'm definitely going to go into no longer doing the thing. You know, that classic sentence that makes sense. I'm pretty uninterested in any of these. Wild Lunge has a little bit of appeal for me just because of its giant range, but at the same rate, I imagine I am always going to fail on things like that, so... I'll decline. Let Quarren go without paying me or ask for payment. I don't remember what Quarren does if they love you. I receive a random item card every morning. Okay. Depends on what item cards we get, but okay. Hey, Quarren, just hanging out, having a drink, like it. Rook's bar brawls and raucous laughter alike have earned her a reputation that isn't quick to dispel. Okay, so we're going to be doing recon for you. Investigate a wilderness location for signs of illegal activity. Survival reflexes. 0, discard a card, gain 5 defense. The thing is, we need, like... Draw a card, discard a card. I'm gonna take it. We need some discard payoffs still. Alright. Let's check the beach patrol point, I guess. Hey, Rook. Alright. Delicious non-toxic food. So Rug is the bartender. If Rug loves me, that doesn't help us, right? That just makes us a mixologist. I don't want Rug to dislike me, though. Alright, give me the pickled talons this time. My mouth feel fummy. It was awful. If I promise not to tell anyone, then I'll feel the extent of the dubious meal, but Rug will like me. Fine. I hate that, like, yeah, I got an ulcer. That's annoying. It doesn't remove at the end of the day as well, so I will actually have to play that out. But I hate that I do that, and Rug still only kind of likes me. I take a negative effect here. I had an easier time saving the other person. Alright, around the beach and start looking around. We got some wild fleas to go for. Wow. Are those your fleas? Wow. Throw in the attacks. Yeah, that is one thing that I don't like, right? I mentioned it before, but the fleet in the front applied wound to me, which increased the amount of damage the fleet in the back was doing. So the numbers above my head weren't representative of the amount of damage I was going to be taking that turn. I know I mentioned that that's a thing, like, almost every time it affects me, but, yeah, that's just how that's gonna be. Because it is the thing. It's a problem. I may actually end up having to use my, Lumen Grenade. Lumen Grenade isn't even gonna get past their chitinous defense here. I'm just going to be taking some damage, it looks like. As long as I take negotiations after this, we should be a little bit better. Okay, defense. 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 Let's upgrade a stab here. Double defend myself, and then our reflexes will kill him. Great. We are now no longer gaining experience for the battle, so this is where I want to actually finish him off. There we go. That'll do it. Took a fair bit of damage there, but as long as I take negotiations after this, I should be okay. Got him. Alright. 2 feints got upgraded. I'll take the extra defense there. Do I want to destroy this? Apply for, heal for, expend is pretty big. Let's look at this stab first. Definitely gain 2 defense because that actually synergizes with the spines that we're currently doing. I mean, I'm going to be adding more defensive cards to the deck, right? Things like survival reflexes, things like other things that trigger defense for the sake of spines. Obviously, I already have the defensive surge. Yeah, so I'm fine destroying this then. It's just like a basic card in the deck that I'd like to get rid of. Improvise a card from your discards, gain 4 defense. Upgrades to improvise 2 cards from your discards, as well as improvise a card from your discards, gain 6 defense. Interesting. This could pull back 0 costs. In particular, I'm thinking it could pull back a survival reflex that is 0 cost. And in doing so, could allow me to play a lot more cards in a single turn. It'll also allow me to pull back spines on a turn where I'm safe, where I wasn't previously safe to play it. So yeah, I'll take Slippery. Slippery actually seems like a good pickup for us there. Okay. Rook. I found stuff. So now we have a uncommon negotiation graph. There's the Dark Cowl again. Your allies receive 2 power at the start of battle. I'm not really going to have that many allies in this. I feel like, what with my hostility. Whenever your damage spills over, apply 2 composure to a random argument. So that just defends us whenever we take out enemy arguments. I'm fine with that. 150 shields to my friend to gain sparring. Apply 1 bonus defense on all cards that apply defense. Yep. That's really good for us, considering the kind of deck archetype it looks like we're about to start running. Alright. So you have meditation. You could use this spot to gather your thoughts and strengthen your resolve. That would actually give us max resolve at the cost of some of our current resolve, but it's better than an item card that I don't really want there, so meditate on the nature of meditation. And now I have 10 out of 35 instead of 30 out of 30. That's fine, because I only have 1 more negotiation to do today. Oh, no, I have more than that. Never mind. Oops. Okay. So the 2 people that... Actually, Herbler, what do you want? Start a battle, gain 4 defense and 2 temporary power. That's actually pretty good as well. I'm going to try and make a lot of friends this run. So, Rake. Rake is the knight merchant in charge of removing attack cards from the deck as well as purchasing attack cards. Endo is the same for negotiation. I'll go with Rake here because I actually don't think I've ever done Rake's mission before. Hey stranger, Fish says you're looking for help. Yeah, I am. You see, I'd usually punch my problems until they stop moving, but some problems are too big to punch. So what can I do for you? I'll run a little combat operation, but I need an extension on my debt, so I might have to close up shop. If you buy me more, if you will help me buy more time, I'll take you to a secret market, and you can get your hand on good goods. I'll accept the job. Sounds like we have a deal. Lead the way, and I'll do the talking. Beauty. Thanks, Uncle. You're going to help Rake instead of me? Do you know who I am? I'm very important. Folks who say so usually aren't. Alright. Rake leads you to a desolate beach. Is the place. Remember, we can't fight our way through this. Trust me, I've tried. With that warning, you're joined by a merchant with a stiff collar and a sneer to match. I'm here for the money, Rake. Cashier's tired of excuses. And who the heck are you? Hired muscle? Let's not be hasty. Alright, convince Strunk to extend the loan or offer to beat Strunk up. Yeah, I'm gonna convince him to extend the loan. Okay, so that has Incepted to Flustered, which reduces their damage by 33% here. Neat. I could get rid of the ulcer this turn, honestly. But passing over Sal's Instincts is really rough because I want to play all of these Fast Orcs in the next cycle. So I need some inspiration. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to be in this fight long enough that I have to actually start playing kickbacks as part of my damage. When destroyed, Sal gains draw an extra card at the start of each turn. Neat. We'll also give Composure to one of our arguments when we take it out. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm purposefully going to avoid playing any of these kickbacks here. I want to save as much money as possible here on the first day, because I might want to buy a graft at the end of the first day. Who knows? At the absolute least, maybe I want to make Herbler love me. You know, for the extra 4 defense on turn 1 and 2 temporary power. Very happy that I got rid of my ulcer there. Okay, I'm gonna quick thinking, looking for a defensive card. 3 Composure is exactly what I wanted. Like, actually exactly. Okay, you just got Impatience. Am I get fatigued? Yeah, there's fatigued. Okay, so now I don't really care about experience on anything. It's just how quickly can I end the combat. Again, still without paying for the shields if I can. Kick back to my draw pile every single turn. My god, that's a lot. Ooh, draw even more cards at the start of the... Oh, right, so the tribute here is to balance out the effect. Got it, got it. Well, that worked remarkably well. Good defensive turn right there. Unfortunately, the enemy now has a second charge of Impatience, so life's getting pretty difficult for us. Especially with you gaining 2 defense every single turn. Is that going to be... Oh my god, that's more defense next turn as well. Yikes. It's starting to feel like I might need to play some of those kickbacks. There we go, fine. Actually, hang on, this might get us, I should have done that first. There you go, you took 15 shields from me. Well done. Okay. Oh, it's a second key, cool. But I have no way to use my Composure as damage. But having 2 of these in such a thin deck is... It's all the defense you need. It's all the defense you need. A living customer is a paying customer, and that's what you want, isn't it? Yes, provided she'll actually pay. Fine, I'll give Rank another week. But after that, Strunk slinks into the night, leaving nothing but her threat behind. A week? Ash, that really saves my skin. You have no idea. So we're satisfied, and you've been traveling? Satisfied, relieved, ready to party, you name it. Let's go to the night market, yeah? I've got something to celebrate, you know. You've helped Rake, and now she'll take you to the night market. So one of the other reasons that I wanted to check, like, Rake and Endo is because the one that likes you will give you a discount, and the one that dislikes you will jack up the prices. This is it, huh? Pretty modest? Hey, you want fancy or you want cheap? This is where folks come to get a edge for a good price. I've also traveled back to where I was from. And now you can be one of those people. Rake now likes you and love you discounts at the shop. Endo has the opposite, as you might imagine. Alright, Rake. Let's have a look at the battle cards you've offered at the moment. Ooh, that's a good one. Those are both really good for us. Yeah, okay. Gain 2 defense, discard this card, gain 2 defense and 2 counter, and gain 3 defense, discard this card, gain 3 defense and 4 heal. If I could, I would buy both of those right now. Whenever you discard a card, gain 1 power until the end of your turn. That's not actually how we're going to be dealing our damage, so Shadow Mastery probably wouldn't be a pickup here, despite the fact that it has the keyword interesting on it of discard. Honestly, I'd probably go Survival Reflexes, Seeker, and Stringer if I could here. But I can't, so won't. Savvy? Ooh, spar with Rook to upgrade one of my battle cards, or I can save Rug. Alright, let's have a quick look. Because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, Rugs is just Mixology. Restore an additional 4 resolve when drinking. I don't do that commonly. I would rather upgrade a battle card, costing some of my HP, than save Rug. Because I don't really care if Rug dies, because they don't provide anything to me. I recognize how that sounds. Spines for 2. Survival Reflex. I'll take the Survival Reflexes upgrade for the 0 cost. Okay. Let's go back to the end of day 1. So now Cassio's sent a goon to take care of me. I will convince the bar bouncer here, Zeet, to help me in the fight. And then we'll take him down. That'll be our first boss combat, and that'll be the end of day 1. Ooh, I got 3 influence at the start of this combat anyway, baby. Sounds good, baby. I shouldn't have too much trouble wrapping up this fight. So. Yeah, because the enemy will deal damage to themselves. Yeah, the enemy deals damage to themselves whenever their attack is fully mitigated. And because I have the 2 keep cools in this deck, like, nothing is, like, if I don't want to be hit, I'm not going to be hit. Except for this turn, it looks like. Rude. I'm not going to take damage here, at least, though. I will lose my influence, but that's okay. That's fine. So yeah, I'm going to try and... I was trying to play the most unimpactful cards there, because those had the damage range of 1 to 4 rather than guaranteed 3. But what ended up happening, as you might have seen, is instead both of them did 4s. Rude. Sal's Instinct is actually in a really interesting position here. 1 bonus action next turn, more experience. Sal's Instinct is in a really interesting position here where I don't know if I'm an influence or a dominance deck yet. So I don't want to upgrade it, but I do want to get it very close to upgrading so that whenever I do want to upgrade it, I can suddenly upgrade it. Savvy? There we go, enemy got impatient, so now I need to finish him this round, and I've set myself up pretty much perfectly to do so. Deflection takes an upgrade. I'll take the 6 Composure Expend. Obviously, the Keep Compose are the only defense I'm going to need in the deck, so after I expend these, I'll draw into those more commonly. But if we're an airtight deck, okay, so gain whenever you play a diplomacy card, apply 2 composure to a random argument. I don't need it though. You and your opponent restore 6 resolve, 10 resolve on the upgrade. This just keeps us alive, right? One of the only resolve gain cards I've seen. Some of the other ones is the most impactful one I've seen, definitely. But I won't need it. If I'm taking anything, it's airtight, and if I'm taking airtight, I need a different game plan. I can't go for the hostility deck. I'm taking it. I haven't taken airtight yet. I want to see if I can do something with it. Hello, Sparky. Whenever I gain defense, do a thing. Gain defense. Gain defense. Boom. Get counted. Should have done that first. Yeah, just in case I got wound. That's annoying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Scrounge, and I'm not going to play it this turn. Okay, the enemy is countering this turn. They'll deal 3 damage to me every time I attack. And they've also got Spark Charge. They're charging their weapon. So it feels like I need to be ready to defend myself next turn. For that reason, I'm not going to burn Feint of Clarity here. Because I might need it on a later turn in this combat. Well. Draw a card, discard a card, try and find a defense. Wow. Just wow. Defensive, 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 defensive. Draw, defensive, defensive. Aggressive, 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 aggressive. Aggressive and only found aggressive options. That is a remarkable case of getting screwed by the draw. Like, the Stab of the Stone does have some defense on it. I will say that, but it doesn't have enough for me to care over the experience here. Wow. And now, on the turn that the enemy is not attacking, here are all the defensive cards. I know you were looking for these last turn. Am I too late? You are. Defensive cards. You are too late. Okay. So I should probably use something like Feint, Slippery Feint. The idea there being just trying to get Feint upgraded, obviously. I just really want Defensive Surge upgraded. Alright, I think I'm out of experience for this combat now. I'm starting to get like a reasonable feeling for when I'm gonna be out of experience with the combat, which is good. Okay. Enemies charging up this turn, so I don't actually need to take them out. You know what? I'm going to get rid of the Feint of Clarity because I do have enough other sources of defense in this deck, which now means that I can attack the enemy kind of like with reckless abandon. Yeah, which is setting up for Smuggler to be able to take him out. Die. Quarren hates me? Quarren, the person who loved me earlier. Now I take 1 damage whenever I use an item. Really? I didn't think anyone could hate you for killing the boss at the end. Oh well. Sparky's Oppressor Cell, gain 3 temporary power. That's kind of what I did it for. Not that I really need that, to be fair, though. I can take the expending one. Heal and expend. Gain 2 counter. We need both of those to upgrade to give us 2 counter apiece. And then to discard, sure. And set to Flustered. Gain 3 smarts and 1 vulnerability. Smarts, again, is gain an extra action at the start of your turn, then reduce smarts by 1. And whenever you destroy an enemy argument, gain an action. I don't really need to do that many of these. I'll take Know-It-All. I over-defend with this already, so I may as well take Know-It-All and just have like a bunch of extra actions. There's another Defensive Surge. Doom, double the panic meter of all fighters. Interestingly, if I just play Doom enough times in the battle deck, the enemies concede. And then I can decide whether or not I kill them. The only thing is there are a lot of enemies that do not have panic meters. There's wildlife, there's targets that are fighting to the death, there's obviously boss battles. And those are the ones that are the biggest problem for us. And this doesn't fix that problem, so I don't think I want to take it. I think I'll take another defensive surge. Frankly, like, it's exactly the card that I want in this deck. Okay. Gain 1 action at the start of your turn. All hostility cards deal 50% less damage. I am now officially pivoting away from hostility entirely. An extra action every single turn sounds great to me. Right. Fish is suggesting that I just sleep this off. Blah. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money to give you that. We go back to the black market. Hey, Rake. I now have the ability to buy one of these. Let's actually look. I don't think I can afford anything at Plock of the Swab here. Yeah, I can't even afford the cheapest stuff, so I'm not going to look at any. Well, hang on. I could add grass. No, I can't add grass slots. That's 100. It's only 75 if Plocker likes me. Frolic, you've got a Shruglet for 50 shills, and you got a Wild Vrock. Oh, baby, a Wild Vrock for 240, but I really want it. Where? This is me crying like a baby because I didn't get it. As much as I want to remove battle cards, I don't like passing up any opportunity for removal, and you only get 1 removal a day, so like I'm passing it up if I do this. As much as I want that, getting cards that benefit from being discarded right now, when I have discard. I have 2 discards in the deck right now, but the big reason I'm not taking any more is because I have nothing I want to discard. Stringer is exactly that card though. I'm taking it. So only 4 gold left at the end of the first day. I feel like we pretty much did everything we could have. That's a good day right there. Your bed calls to you, and we're gonna go to sleep. That's going to be the end of day 1, and that's also going to be the end of this episode. Let's have a look at the end screen here. We've got 1 person who loves us, 1 person who hates us, 2 people like us, 1 dislikes us. We got 2 graphs, a Jugularnaut, as well as the Roller Drum, and a very strong start to the negotiation deck in terms of its defense, and a very strong start in terms of its defense and offense because of the Spine's powers for the battle deck. I feel like we're pretty set. Got a good direction here. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody, the name of the game. This has been Griftlands. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.